All right, cool. So, my name is Evan Strong, and I make videos like this geared around the lacing of our shoes, the tying of them, and the things within the clothing that we wear. Modern 2024 man-made materials and designs, especially things that are different now than they were just a few decades ago and had never been until then. And I show little free modifications we can make within the clothing to allow our bodies to just work. We are all universally designed in the image of our living God, who is Jesus Christ. And it's the same way how you can just sit within an anatomy class and learn the structural skeletal system of the human body, and it can apply to everybody within their own slight differences, right? I talk about if you've had a surgery, a deformity, an injury, it's your own case, all right? But we're all universally designed, and I always talk about how the body is about the skeletal system. It's nothing to do with the muscles. All the muscles do is move the skeletal system, okay? That's the structure of our bodies. So, I have a few prerequisites that I always state, and that is to lace your shoes with my technique. It's found within my content, wherever you're seeing this. It's many places in there. The only thing that my shoe lacing technique does is allow the shoe to fit on the universally designed human foot like a glove would on the hand, okay? Just allowing it to work as it would. But you have to pair that with tying your shoes evenly, from the outside over toward the inside on both sides, right? I'm always talking about internal rotation, and you'll never have internal rotation because that implies having a center line, which is natural on an earth pulling us straight down, if you're tying your shoes uneven, right? So the shoe lacing is a must, paired with removing the tags stemming at the shoes. They're usually in the tongues, but anywhere within the shoes, up through the entirety of every item of clothing that you wear. I've gone into every single one of the tags and their locations in very great depth. I talk about things that are undisputed, universal human truth, okay? I don't want to even share opinions. There's no point in doing that. So, this is all universal truth about the human body and its natural function, because it is the skeletal system, no matter how tall or short or big or small you are, okay? So, those are my prerequisites to just allow the body to have a chance to function. That's really all it is. It will not even have a chance to function. You might think that you are having a chance to function, going on your runs and doing your things. I talk about how we don't need to stretch though, and I don't stretch. And doing anything without doing my prerequisites, you can probably do it, but then you'll be foam rolling and stretching and doing all these things. I make the claims like that though that are true. We shouldn't have to stretch, okay? I don't. We shouldn't have to exercise to get exercise in. I don't. I do it when it comes up or if I need to. We shouldn't have to work out to work up to something because the body's designed to just operate, and it does it very well until it's restricted, limited, inhibited, altered by exterior things, the clothing that we wear. So, all right, anyway, this is a little bit different of a video because I'm not necessarily talking about the clothing in this video, although yes, it has to sit where the body functions to allow the body to function. And I'm not necessarily talking so much about the actual workings of each part of the body like I do in some of my other videos. I understand there's an airplane. But what I want to talk about is working hard versus working smart. Okay, and again, I'm not going to have opinions in this, but I'm just going to talk about it as what it is. Because especially here in around where I live, we've got a lot of culture of like proving yourself, right? Working hard and what that means to people. Well, you can only work so hard until you can't anymore. We only have one body. In this life, that's all you got, okay? And if you got a task that needs to be done, that's the goal, to get the task done. The goal is not to just like blow through it and tear your body apart in the meantime. The goal is to get the task done. So you can work yourself to death, or you can figure out the smartest way to do it and get it done. That's it. Because a big thing is a lot of people are working by the hour, and that changes our views on things. Like, why are we getting paid by the hour? That makes no sense. That's not even an opinion. That's not an opinion. It doesn't make any sense. Certain cases where, you know, if you gotta have someone posted at a certain location, like you're at a toll booth, right? Someone's just gotta be there always so people can come through. Okay, then you gotta, you know, be there a certain amount of time. But there's very specific cases like that. Otherwise, I mean, if we're just doing something to get the task done, well, that's the goal, is to get the task done. Working by the hour almost always doesn't make sense. There's cases and there's things, and I get it. But also, we live in, at least here in the United States of America, a modern world where people just got such a skewed idea of what needs to happen. So many things are happening that don't actually need to. Keyword being need, right? Most people don't even know what's actually needed. They just know what people expect from them. So the point being, people will work themselves to death. You can do 3 times the amount of actual, like, productivity, like tasks. You can accomplish 3 times the amount of something that somebody else did, and just do it in a smart way to where it's like, just what's the best way to get this done, and do that. And the other person's just like, I'm gonna rip through this and get it done, and then they're like just so worn out, and you're already on like 2 times the amount of work they've done. Like, all right, dude. And then you do 3 times and like don't even have to sit down, right? You do the prerequisites within the clothing, universal truth, right? Just to get the body to be in its own position, the only position the body works in. I've gone over that. But you just work smart. People, a lot of it is beliefs within people's own being, and I'm not, you know, trying to get upset at you for that, because I've had that before. I mean, I grew up getting told I had to work to be worth anything, but it's a culture thing, you know. So the point is, if we have something that needs to get done, then that's the goal. Okay, the goal isn't to see how hard we can push our bodies through the task, and that's almost what people are doing. Like, without even exaggerating, that's really almost what people are doing a lot of the time. So yeah, because I heard that term when I was like a teenager, work smart, not hard, or don't work hard, work smart. And at the time, I had this whole belief, right? I was programmed with this growing up, like, you gotta work to be worth anything. That's, you know, what I was told. Whether it was actually verbally, which it was at a lot of times, or if it was just like that was the intention people put on me, and it's like there was nothing else that I could do to please them. Just trying to please people, right? Rather than pleasing our living God. So as a teenager, I'd hear people say, don't work hard, work smart. And me being the kid that I was, just being programmed by people that I had to work to be worth something, I was like, what are you talking about? You're cheating. You're taking the easy way out. But the easy way out of what? Again, the point is to get the task done. The point is not to see how much you can sweat, right? People, you know, you hear all the time, like, people trying to set a woman up with a man. He's a hard-working man. Yeah, but so what? He's gonna go to work all day and wear his own physical body out, so he comes home to you, his wife, and just sleeps instead of spending time with you? Rests his body that he just destroyed throughout the day? Like, we need to just be smart about what we're doing with the only thing that we have in this life. We only get one of these guys, these bodies, and it looks however it looks for you. It works however it works for you within your own situation. But you gotta be smart with it. Because you break it once, you broke it for life, right? And it happens. Like, if it happens, it happens. But the point is, huge majority of the times that it happens, it could have been avoided if you're just being a little bit smarter. When I say that, I mean, I've made flip tutorials. You see me doing flips on the ground and stuff. Like, I don't mean don't have fun, but don't just destroy your body thinking you gotta work hard. I mean, I'm looking at all these trees over here. We've actually been cutting trees at where I live, in our yard, and I mean, what, you tear yourself apart, rip through the project in about an hour, or just like casually do it smartly. Take care of your body, don't scratch yourself up. Scars are gonna be there, scars last for life, right? Don't drop something on your toe. I'm always talking about the natural workings of the human foot. If you alter that, it's altered for life. And things happen, but if you're not trying to be smart, then things happen more than they should. So just, people just work themselves to death. The point is, we're here to love, man. We're here to have families and communities and be with each other. And if we need things to actually be done, again, the key word is always need. What needs to happen? We'll do those things. Otherwise, if stuff's just, people are trying to tell us that things have to happen, no, they don't, right? Because the people that are telling you that all this work needs to be done are usually people that can't even get out of their own chairs because they're so used to working themselves to death. No, only do what you need to do. Because if you don't need to, then, well, did you hear what I said? You don't need to. I'm just saying this because, we only get one body, and you don't have to push it. I always talk about how the body only works the way that it works. I can't tell my body what to do. He can't tell his body what to do, and she can't tell her body what to do. And this is universal truth. We cannot, and I've gone into it undisputed. This is all, I just talk about truth, man. The point is, if you're just trying to tell your body, like, it's telling you, hey, this hurts, and you're just like, I gotta get the job done, though. You just keep pushing through, you're not gonna have a body to do any more jobs, and so just be smart about stuff. Don't please people. Please God. Right? There's that verse in the Bible. It's in Matthew. It's either Matthew 3:33 or Matthew 33:3. I'm not sure which chapter or verse, but it says, "Seek ye first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all of these things will be added unto you." Different translations might word it a little bit. Seek ye first the kingdom of heaven and its righteousness. All of these things will be added unto you. Whatever it says, same meaning. It just might be worded slightly different within different translations. The point is, if we please people, a lot of times we'll just go down a rabbit hole of actually damaging our bodies. Right? You go to a job and people just like, we need this done and this done and this done. If you're so willing to work yourself hard because you've been told that that's how you're going to be worth something, well, you're only going to do that until you can't anymore because you damaged your body. Don't please the people around you. Pray and say, well, how should I approach this? What actually needs to be done? What's actually necessary in this? And do it that way. And that's it. There's so little that's actually necessary to do in life, right? And we're doing so many things that people are telling us are necessary that we could just actually live better off without even doing. But the things that we really need to do, such as taking care of ourselves, a lot of times we're not even scratching the surface of doing that kind of stuff. So anyway, the point is, you got one life, man. As far as the body you got here, you got this one for this life, and that's it. Yeah, we got more after this, but if you damage your body, you still got to live through this life, maybe just in a hospital bed for the next X amount of years, right? And again, things happen, but the point is, if you can avoid something, just be smart about it. Work smart. That's not the easy way out. What does that even mean? It's you're accomplishing more by being more efficient, working smart rather than working hard. So that's what's kind of weird too, is I think a lot of people think you have to work so hard to accomplish a lot. The harder you work, the less energy you'll have. You're pushing yourself. Why not just do things as and when needed and get them done? So, the point is, I've been there, right? Like I said, I grew up being told all sorts of things about myself. I didn't know who I was at all. And I'd be doing things just to please people. I'd just be working myself to death and trying to please people that never were going to be pleased by what I did. I could do anything for those kind of people, for those specific people. They would have never been pleased. Yet that's all I was trying to ever do. So realize our living God, Jesus Christ, is above everything. He overrides everything. He created everything, including you. So, and the task you're doing, and the people who are trying to tell you how you need to be for you to be worth something, he created them too. And guess what? They're actually your equals. Regardless of what a little certificate says or like a job title, really, those things don't exist. I mean, I'm going to start a clothing company. I'm going to be the CEO of the clothing company. But no, I'm still going to be Evan Strong. Really, a title changes who I am? What about once I'm not that anymore? The title's gone. It doesn't exist. It's just a thing that we use to like kind of. It doesn't exist. I'm not even gonna try to explain it. It doesn't exist. So we need to realize that, because you only got this one life. And I mean, yes, there is eternity, but as far as like living this life, you're only gonna be able to live it the way you're gonna live it this time, this one time. And you gotta do what you can. We pretty much got no control over stuff, right? Once we realize who's actually in control, which is our God, not those crazies who try to control you in the world, who are actually equals. But the things that we can do and be smart about, we gotta be smart about it, right? And that's not me telling you what to do, that's me giving you a little bit of freedom, right? You gotta be smart about stuff. Your life will be easier, but you'll accomplish more for the things that are actually necessary. So anyway, as I was talking about being a CEO, it's just a piece of paper. It's just 3 letters. I don't even know what they stand for. I don't even know what they, Chief Executive Officer, I think that's what it stands for. But I mean, it's just 3 letters. It doesn't mean anything. Point being, I just use that as a segue to transition into this, because I do want to mention I will be making clothing. Because as I'm talking about the human body and how we just need to take care of it the way that we can, that's what I do. That's why I make any of these videos. That's how my body stands the way it does, and it works very well. I don't stretch, I don't do exercises. We don't have to within our own situations. My clothing that I will be having available to purchase, if you'd like to, it's going to be made out of 100% nature, 100% natural materials, okay? So it meshes with the body, which is also nature. And it's gonna be minimal, to the point we don't have a logo anywhere on the exterior, no kind of branding at all on the outside of the clothing. It's gonna be on the inside, I mean, it will, but it's not about showing off. It's about function of the body. So the shoulder seams will sit behind the shoulders, the edges will sit at the edges, pants will be up off of the hips, slightly higher in the front than in the rear. So the point is, just if you ever do decide to purchase my clothing, just only purchase it in a size that actually fits. There's just a lot of, you know, oversized clothing that people wear. It's not gonna do you any good purchasing my clothing. Like, don't even purchase it if you're gonna try to purchase oversized. There's no point. Meaning, the only reason I'm designing it is to just allow it to sit where it needs to. Okay, and I've gone over all of this kind of stuff as far as the human body's natural function and then what the clothing does to it in such great depth. Zero dispute, undisputed universal truth. Okay, within my content you can find it. Go check it out. And then yeah, I can't guarantee as of today, the 21st of September 2024, when the clothing will come out, right? But it will. So it's just gonna be cool to have all these videos, all these references of, look, I understand the body like crazy well, and so you can trust my designs, or at least, you know, to the best of my ability, just allowing it to work, right? So that's what's really cool about these videos. Also, there's just a lot of free information that I've already put out about the natural workings of the human body and modifications you can make within your own clothing that's gonna do very close to the same thing as buying mine. But this is free content you can just do within your own clothing if you'd like, either end, right? Just no modifications will have to happen within my clothing. So that's gonna be awesome for both I and, if you'd like to purchase it, you too. So anyway, my name is Evan Strong. I can't tell you a website as of right now, what to look up for the clothing, but if you gotta look me up, just I mean, come back to where this content's at, or just look up my name and you'll find it. I can't guarantee on when it's gonna be out, but you'll find it. So it's gonna be really cool. It's gonna be big. I mean, I don't say that kind of stuff because, like, I don't need some kind of recognition, but it's going to be big as far as like our company and what the impact of what me and then my team, once I get it, will do. I mean, a company can't run without a team. This isn't about me, but I've been given the ability to understand the body in the way that I've been able to. So it's gonna be big. It's not some kind of like hopeful thing. It's gonna be huge. So just stick around for clothing. It's gonna be awesome. But yeah, just take care of your body. The biggest point of this video here, because you can work as hard as you want, but then there comes a time when you just can't even move anymore, right? Because you've worked so hard that you've worn out the only body you get in this life. So just take care of it and work smart. Thank you. People are going to try always. The world's always the same, generation after generation after generation. It looks slightly different, but it's always the same. We're just here to learn and grow. There's always going to be people trying to tell you that your worth is attached to your work, and it is not true. So read the Gospel of Jesus Christ, read the Book of Mormon, read the Holy Bible. Truth, okay? That's what's going to set you free. In fact, there's a verse in there that says, and then you will know the truth, and the truth will set you free. Jesus Christ himself is the way, the truth, and the life. And I mean, I could talk about the gospel forever, but yeah, take care of your body. It's a gift you've been given. You only got one here in this form. Take care of it. My clothing will actually really help to do that. I'm not trying to have some sales pitch. That's the only reason I'm designing it. So if you'd like to purchase it when it comes time, make sure it fits you. Okay. All right. Thank you.